Welcome back to yet another Rivals of Aether Workshop Character Showcase. In today's showcase here then, guys, what we'll be doing is taking a look at and checking out Bardock, the father of Goku. As we go through all of Bardock's various alternate costumes and colors here, if you like this mod and would love to try out the father of Goku for yourself as well, then be sure to head down below and check out the description box a while to be redirected to the Steam Workshop page, so that way you too can blast your enemies here as Bardock, the father of Goku. As we take on our very first opponent with Bardock, Vegeta, the prince of all Saiyans. And so then guys, if you like this video, please be sure to let me know down below in the comments section, and also if you really like this video and would love to support the channel, then be sure to give this video a like and thumbs up, so that way I can keep delivering content just like this and hopefully much more to come in the future for you all. As we kick Vegeta's butt here from Earth to Planet Vegeta, or what's left of it now, and back. While Bardock might not be the most agile fighter here in terms of workshop characters, Bardock really knows how to throw down. He at least comes equipped with a moveset that's more than enough to handle dishing out the pain here against foes. And also, he comes with a surprise as well. How do you like those apples, Prince Vegeta? Come on, step it up. Why don't you fight like a real Saiyan warrior? Alright, now let's finish him off for good. This is getting dull. We'll put you out of your misery now, Prince. Looks like there's a new ruler on Planet Vegeta now. Guess you won't be the prince of anything now.
You weren't even worth the fight, you weakling.
You know, that was a very fun time there, duking out against Vegeta with Bardock, and really seeing what Bardock can really do here in terms of his moveset, and what he can really do when backed into a corner. That super move at the end there that was taken from Dragon Ball FighterZ translates perfectly into this and really helps to bring out the better qualities of Bardock's moveset and help him to really shine, like you rightfully should. With that being said, why don't we get our next battle with him all set up and underway. We're having Bardock here pitted up against all sorts of Saiyans from across the Dragon Ball universe. This time around though, we'll be having Bardock duke it out against his own flesh and blood Goku, aka the hope of the universe. But this time, however, with a twist. What if Bardock had originally run into Goku somehow on Namek and survived against Frieza? This is my own little interpretation of how this dream matchup could have hopefully played out. And thankfully, by that time in the series, if Bardock would have somehow survived and made it to Planet Namek and stumbled across Goku and the other Z fighters, he would have probably received a plethora of Zenkai boost that could have helped him aid the Z fighters in their battle against Frieza, and hopefully to help vanquish that tyrant once and for all. And that takes care of that.
You weren't even worth the fight, you weakling.
Yeah, Goku might be strong and all, but in this case, he just wasn't up to par with his father, Bardock. So, with that being said here, why don't we get our next battle with Bardock all set up and ready to go? Shall we? But this time, with another twist. Against not one, but two Super Saiyans.
You'll see.
As for our stage of choice this time around, I decided to pit all 3 Super Saiyans here in the hyperbolic time chamber. Why, you may be asking? Going off of what I previously established before, if Bardock was able to survive up until the point of the Namek Saga, if maybe perhaps Goku and friends saw an ally in Bardock, and Bardock didn't hopefully get killed by the Ginyu Force, and Frieza for that matter, and would have become an essential asset to the Z Fighters here, in terms of recruiting even more allies for their team. Because by this time in the story, the evil villainous Dr. Gero was back from the Red Ribbon Army, and was hell-bent on defeating Goku and all of his friends. So seeing Bardock there would hopefully cause a massive miscalculation in the android's plot. I mean, for all I know, this could have created a whole another timeline, or a whole other branch of other sprawling timelines. With that being said, I figured this would just be my 2 cents here in terms of what could have really went down if Bardock had survived against Frieza somehow, and managed to survive up until about the Android Saga point of Dragon Ball Z, which I always figured would have been really interesting to see play out, even as a sort of what-if scenario or a spin-off, if Bardock would have indeed survived against Frieza and managed to escape and make his way to Earth, however many years later, without dying in the process. Because, let's face it here, if it can happen with Broly of all characters, then there's really hope for Bardock too. Now then, why don't we keep this carnage continuing? As we are just dishing out the pain here against Goku and Vegeta, who's back for a rematch. But not for long, as we're going to put these 2 Saiyans both out of their misery. Now then, Kakarot, let's see if your training has paid off. Let's see what you can do. Yeah, and that's game.
You weren't even worth the fight, you weakling.
That chalks up another win here for Bardock, the father of Goku. Yeah, I gotta hand it to you guys here. Bardock is really cool once you get his moveset down and really learn how to make proper use of his moves here in order to really bounce around the stage. Once you get your opponent in a nice spot, it can really mix them up with your different dash moves here and then get them into the air. It's pretty much game over then for them from that point on, because then if you have enough super meter built up and you have all 3 bars available to you and ready to go, then you can unleash your Super Saiyan form and finish them off once and for all. Now that I've got a much better handling on Bardock here and his moveset, why don't we see what he can really do? Not just have him fight against 2 Super Saiyans, but 2 Super Saiyans that are fused together into one. Yes, that's right guys, Bardock will be facing Gogeta next. Bardock's managed to surpass not only Vegeta, but also Goku as well in combat here. That being said, does he have the strength and courage to defeat not 1, not 2, but 2 Super Saiyans combined into one to form an almighty fusion fighter? That's what we're going to find out here today and now. As Bardock takes on Gogeta Blue, a fused Super Saiyan with the power of the gods at his fingertips. Will Bardock be able to stand up to this tremendous threat? The real question here is though, can Gogeta last against our onslaught of attacks, or will he fall to our tremendous power? So far, at least we're doing a pretty darn good job. Let's see if he can keep up. Alright, we got him on the ropes. Now, why don't we finish you off? And that's game!
You weren't even worth the fight, you weakling.
As it looks like Bardock is now the only Saiyan left standing. That was a very, very fun 4th battle there with Bardock, as we've now proven that we're the ultimate Saiyan warrior, for not even a fusion character can stand up to Bardock's raw power. I can't recommend Bardock enough to fans of Dragon Ball here, and even to people that are just curious about what he can really do. So with that all being said here guys, I'd say that just about does it for this showcase, and concludes my look at Bardock, the father of Goku. I hope you guys have all enjoyed my showcase of him though, and be sure to stick around for all this and much, much more. But until my next video when we meet again, I've been your host though for today Azure, and I am signing off. But I'll be sure to catch you guys all in the next one. Catch you then!